Hello, everybody. Before I begin, I want to state that I mean no ill will against anybody mentioned in this video. I love Asmon. I love Yimit. I love the rank 1 furry. I love women and I bear no ill will against the man who hates gamers, Kappa.
I wouldn't sign it even if I could.
I will look at the situation as objectively as possible, meaning I will throw shade at everybody, and by everybody I mean the Bald King. As you may know already, if you're watching this, there has been a lot of quote-unquote drama surrounding the pirate software situation. Of course this warranted an Asmongold video, causing quite some distress in some people, having the dislike ratio of over 1 to 10. The video could be summarized in a single sentence, being, Yamato, you are a little bitch, and Snoopy too I guess. So let's start out with something spicy. Asmon seems to have the idea that Snoopy was the tank until it gets pointed out to him, like halfway into the video, even though he claims to have extensive knowledge of the game because he has played it for 20 years.
Ozzy was the tank? Well then why is this guy doing 7 DPS?
Asmon, if somebody has to point it out to you what the tank is, after looking into the situation for that amount of time, how can you make the claim that everybody is wrong? And you're right because you have played the game for a long time and used to be good. Even if you couldn't tell from the video somehow, then how can you not deduct which specs they are, when Ozzy often tanks meanwhile Snoopy is a multi-rank 1 feral druid? In what world does Snoopy Bear tank in that dungeon? But anyway, be it Asmon trying to protect his valuable friendship or him not wanting to admit he was wrong.
Alright, I like Thor. Let's go ahead and look at his situation.
He seems to agree with Pirate Software's stance on him not doing anything wrong. The situation is honestly not that complex, so let's go over it really quickly and point out the mistakes as we go. As Ozzy pulls, he's not calling out the pull. This may not be that important, but as the mage and priest are not full mana, if he's not going to wait, he should at least call it out. Then the extra pack gets pulled. Be it carelessness or just an unexpected outcome, this is obviously the tank's fault. Is something I would say, if there wasn't a dog right there. The main problem that rises here is that even though extra mobs get pulled, the boss is half health already, and they most likely wouldn't die from this. What leads into the third mistake, calling to run. The situation might have looked grim, I guess, so the call is understandable. They most likely could have fought it out. So whose fault is this, you may ask? Yamato, the rogue who called it. Ozzy, the tank who confirmed Yamato's call? Everybody else, for not countering the call? Most of the blame would probably still be on Yamato, and this will come up more, but Yamato is not some WoW legend, okay? He's just a League player and we all know how they are.
I can target him, yeah.
Still, the running call here is not solely on Yamato. You do dungeons as a group and follow calls as a group, leading into the next mistake and probably the thing that most people don't seem to realize. Running. What is running? Is running what Asmon claims it to be? Hold W until you're out of the instance? If that's the case, unless you're a tank, wouldn't you just hearth out then? It's obvious what running in hardcore means. You move towards the exit of the instance while kiting the mobs, trying to CC/kill them. That's what running means. Asmon saying Pirate is right for being 200 yards away from the group because run equals run while everybody else in the group is trying to save everyone, is quite honestly a retarded take. You say run because you're not going to say, hey, let's kite it out slowly towards the exit while hitting and CCing. You say run. So let's talk about what Pirate did wrong. Mage is the most OP class in classic WoW, especially in dungeons. Let me ask you, what are mages known for? AoE farming, soloing dungeons, farming gold, killing warriors in PvP. All the things that involve controlling high amount of dangerous mobs with CC and damage. In other words, all the things that Pirate could have done to at least try to save the group. You might say, he has no mana. He even said he has no evocation. But he had enough mana for 3 blinks. He also had a mana gem, known for, that's right, restoring mana. The problem here is that he wasted mana on 3 blinks intentionally. Even though he was never in danger, he was never even in range for a Frost Nova, so why would he use blink multiple times, instead of using it on a spell that can help the group get to the exit? Now he did cast a blizzard, but the problem is, he literally channeled it for below a single second, which is not the main problem, but can you justify that as enough of an effort? A max range blizzard channeled but for a moment? I don't know, maybe, But the obvious problem here is that he channeled it onto a single mob. Even without his mana gem, he could have tried to Nova the dogs or at least cast the Blizzard onto them. But no, max range cast Blizzard onto a single mob. But let's move on, because if this doesn't show you that Pirate could have done more, nothing will. Or well, maybe Ompi, somebody who's an actual authority on the topic, can.
The craziest thing is that Pirate is supposed to be this voice of a person who's played WoW a really long time, who knows everything, and when it comes down to it, he fucking panicked like a roach and did nothing for his group. Disgusting. And then he doesn't go back on it. He acts like it's the right decision. Fuck that, dude. Holy shit, ego. At least accept that you did the wrong thing and you killed your friends.
So let's talk about the other people in the group. Snoopy was stuck between a choice: run out while nobody's hitting him, or try to CC and damage and soak aggro as much as possible so everybody could safely make it to the entrance. He chose the more honorable route, unlike Pyroach software. Now, it's not that clear from Yamato's POV, but from the Frostbolt hitting him, it's highly likely that he pulled the extra pack. How much does that, in the grand scheme of things, matter? It's obviously bad, especially since he's such a high-rated PvPer who should have mega awareness, but could Snoopy and Sarah have survived if he didn't pull those? That is a good question, and to that I have to say, maybe. The main thing besides pulling extra, that Asmon blamed Snoopy for, is staying in and trying to fight it. The problem here is that Snoopy would have never had to soak aggro and try to go for a War Stomp if Pirate had cast a Frost Nova or a Cone of Cold or cast a Blizzard with actual meaning. And so, moving on, let's skip the healer, since in a situation like this, healers are really just victims and will get blamed since they didn't heal, or die since they did try to heal. So let's talk about Yamato. First things first, Yamato is a League player, and I assume you could have guessed that, which means he will obviously be toxic and bad at expressing himself, in addition to being bad at WoW since it's not his main game. It's obvious Yamato made a lot of mistakes, not pressing enough CC, blinding the boss, etc., which he even said he knew he couldn't but pressed it in a panic anyway, because he was at the exit of the instance, and Asmon points out all those things as a negative for Yamato and him being at fault, but would he not be at fault if he just vanished and ran out? Essentially what Pirate did. Oh wait, I forgot Pirate looked back. Obviously Yamato didn't help the group out that much, but that's the problem I have, since Asmon only brings out Yamato's mistakes, but agrees Pirate did everything right. The problem about the Asmon video is, Asmon's opinion of Yamato was heavily swayed, be it because he came into his chat with an attitude or being the callmaker or being the POV that Asmon watched causing Asmon to notice his mistakes more, or maybe all of those things together. The cause of this was Asmon just shitting on Yamato and forgetting their entire problem. Pyrat Software refused to admit he was partly at fault and that he made mistakes, which he obviously was and did. I mean, do I need to go over it again? Mana for 3 blinks but not for a Nova, casted a 1-mob Blizzard, all that while having experience playing WoW and being an ex-Blizz employee. Pirate was obviously tilted at Yamato and the group because of a previous close encounter, making him not want to help the group. In conclusion, I think mainly 2 things are true about the Asmon video. Asmon is friends with Pirate and so he is biased to agreeing with him, and second, Yamato has attitude that's nasty and cringe to some, and he came to Asmon's chat trying to get in a call and insulting him, which clearly made Asmon a bit more emotional about the situation, whether he would like to admit it or not, and that's understandable. I mean, I would be mad and want to disagree with somebody who has a negative attitude towards me, but this is non-serious WoW drama. How much do people really care? But yeah, he even hit Yamato with, "I'm farming you for money," as an obvious sentence to try to make Yamato mad.
Because this is going to be a YouTube video. You're getting farmed. You're getting farmed. You're getting farmed at this very moment.
The main problem I had with the Asmon video was him not wanting to admit that Yamato had a point. Pirate could have and should have done more, and everybody might have made it out. Did Yamato play it bad? Yes. Did he at least try? Yes. Did Pirate play it bad? No, he didn't play it at all. He roached without putting in meaningful effort to save anybody. And to Asmon's credit, he did say Pirate could have cast a Frost Nova, but then said the boss is immune to Frost Nova. Problem here being, the boss is not what killed them, they got killed by extra mobs that can be rooted.